Hello and welcome to our Fireside Chat. My name is Julie Hollinger and I'm the Programs Manager at the Petawawa Military Family Resource Center. This week we are going to be talking about deployment. For a number of families in Petawawa, the calendar is starting to fill up with some absences and exercises and training. And that means that your significant other is going to be away for the family, maybe for short spurts, maybe for longer times, maybe close to home, maybe a little bit farther. For those of you who are not aware, who are new to the area, there is a department within the Petawawa Military Family Resource Center that is dedicated to deployment and to supporting families through those absences. So we want to talk to you today before the big training season started to let you know what kind of supports are available. That way, if something comes up, knock on wood it doesn't, but if something comes up and you need that support, you know where to start, you know who to call, and you'll also know about some of the services that are available, even if something doesn't go wrong, even just for your own well-being, to have those tools and resources in place. Before we start, I just want to introduce the folks that are here with us. Annie Beaudoin is the Deployment Support Program Coordinator. Francesca Alexanian is our deployment programmer, and Claudia Beswick is the executive director of the PMFRC. Before we start, Claudia, new COVID rules all the time. Do you want to talk about what's new and exciting in the world of COVID as it pertains to the PMFRC?
Sure. So we are working on getting the majority of our staff back into the office on a full-time basis at all locations. That's what we're working towards right now. We're happy to report that Play Troop is returning in person. That's the only in-group activity right now that is in person, but families must register in advance and there are limited seats. So if you are interested in attending, make sure you check out the link below for that. We are looking at expanding our options also for access to the specialized care program, which is currently located out of the Southside Community Center building, and unfortunately casual care at the north side is still not open yet. But on the upside, we're very happy to report that the Southside Community Center will reopen to the public next Monday. So we're very happy to be welcoming families back to that building. Our north side office and our employment services office in Petawawa is open from 8 to 4. So those hours don't change in any of the locations. Full services are available and walk-ins are available as well. And if you're looking for support in your job search, just it would be advisable if you book an appointment in advance to make sure that there is someone there that can help you at the time that you show up. The Deep River office is open Monday to Wednesday. That's the employment services office, also from 8 to 4, but they are closed during the lunch hour. So bear that in mind. Just on the specialized care, it is available for CAF families. They can access the service for various appointments, mental health breaks, or if your family care plan fails. They're both hourly and daily rates available for the service, and there is an intake that will be required, and there will be a link for the contact information. I'm sure Julie will put that in the comments below. And Kitty College is also open for mornings only right now, but spaces are available. So I think you can see we're slowly coming around to our new normal post-COVID, and stay tuned because I'm pretty sure things will open up even more so in the next month or two.
It is very exciting to think about being in the office and seeing people face to face. I've enjoyed getting to know all of you on Zoom, but I would enjoy getting to know people a lot better if we had the opportunity to actually meet face to face. So I think we're all looking forward to that. Annie, before we kick this discussion off, we are going to be in the next little bit talking a lot about deployment and talking a lot about family. Both of those words have different definitions depending on who you are talking to. So before we start, can you just tell us a little bit, what does the word deployment mean to the PMFRC? What does the word family mean to the PMFRC?
Definitely. Thanks, Julie. For us, deployment means the member is not sleeping in his bed for 24 hours and upward. So it doesn't matter if the member is leaving on a course, on training, overseas deployments, even IR. It doesn't matter what kind of work-related separation is happening. Your family is considered a deployed family, and you have access to every programs and services that we offer. And then again, what family means is basically what the member considers family. We don't have any specific definition on what a family should look like. Your family is your family, and we're going to support it as it is. So it doesn't matter if it's a partner, if it's children, if it's parents, your neighbor, your friend, all of the above. It doesn't matter. Family for us, it's whatever you consider family. That's exactly what we consider family, and we're there to support them.
Thank you. So with that broad range of deployment includes a lot of things. So it doesn't necessarily mean big unit exercises where there's lots of people going and everybody knows about it. Sometimes it means 1 or 2 people going on a course in a different city. Francesca, how does the PMFRC know if somebody is deployed? And why is it important that we sort of have that information about the families that might be needing our support?
So we mostly rely on the members' family information forms, which they fill out prior to departing. So you can do that during your DAG with us. It's really important for us because that lets us know who you have in your life you'd like supported while you're away. It lets us be in contact with them, and there's even a section on there that you can request that we contact families. Now, if you forget to fill it out before you go, you don't have to wait for your deployed member to fill it out. Families can contact us directly, and we can work it out with them too. So you don't have to wait to reach out or for us to reach out to them. They can reach out right to us.
And that's really important, especially the part about the members letting us know who the family is and requesting that phone call. Because oftentimes before a long deployment, you might think, okay, everything's fine. My spouse is going to be okay. She's done this a lot of times. We don't know what's going to happen in a week from now. We don't know what your furnace is going to do. We don't know if someone's going to get sick. We don't know sort of what those situations are. So us having that information, even if we don't use it, we're at least doing a little bit of a check-in, and we are more than happy. If your family member does not want to speak with us, that's cool with us too. We can figure it from there. But at least if we have that information, we know who's out there and who might need our assistance.
Julie, if I can add just one more thing. Sometimes families think that we're connected, like we have like a shared database with the units and that we know when everybody goes. We don't. Like we're separated. So unless someone tells me who's gone, like we don't know. So that's why we always say, like, please make sure that we have the information about your families. And if you're the family and you're not quite sure, you can ask your member, did you fill out that form with the PMFRC? And if not, connect with us and we'll figure it out for sure.
So for those people who are new to this area, training kind of goes in cycles. So right now, Garrison Petawawa, we're in a little bit of a quiet phase. We have come back from being high readiness, and there was a period of lull where there was a bit of a break, and now we're sort of moving into getting ready. So there may not be something on your calendar yet. Annie, does that mean that it's not time to start getting ready? And if there's not quite something on your calendar yet, what are the things that you can do to get ready for when those dates are going to start to appear?
Yeah, I'm so thankful for this question, Julie, because that's exactly what we strive for in this department. You know how hard it is when you're in the middle of a deployment and something happened. It's like, oh, if I knew, I could have like prepped before, if I knew about this. And I have so many different things to help you prep right now in the moment. So your future self, thank you, instead of like you're mad at her or at him because you didn't do the what you should have done, or you just didn't know about it. So I have a lot of different tools and documents and things like that. There's a few I want to showcase today. And my main one is our binder. So this is what it looks like. There's a lot of different tabs because there's a lot of different checklists about how to stay connected, self-care, your legal paperwork, health paperwork, like anything you need. And sometimes that you don't even know you need is in there. So this is the hard copy, but we also have it online. So that's a great tool to start. Don't feel overwhelmed. Just do little piece by little piece what is relevant for you. If you don't have a pool, don't look at the pool section. Like do what works best for you. And prior to deployment, there's so many like did you knows in there that are great for conversation started with your partner before the deployment happens. We have a lot of other things, cute things like a Murphy deployment checklist. We know things happen and we just want to make it a little bit more funny for you. We have an amazing deployment recipe cookbook that the volunteers put together. It looks fantastic. I don't want to just like a little peek, but it looks amazing. And it's good information. Hey, supper for breakfast. Been there, done that. Then we have like a full list of things to get prepared, like either the member or the families before. There's a lot of information and I want to share it with you. We have a Pinterest services, deployment services page that you can get. Talk to us about the deployment wall. Like there's information about deployment wall, and it's not just for overseas. We can manage it to make it more Canada friendly for like exercise like Windwright that's coming up and things like that. So many other things. We have like how to stay connected during different holidays like Christmas, Easter, or whatever. So many things. And the best way is like for you to know about all of those things is to connect with us and be ready just, for whatever comes your way. And you'll be very thankful later that all of this was set up first. And whenever what happens, we don't know, but at least we'll be like way more prepared for that to happen. Yeah.
Francesca, in addition to those tools and resources, we also have programs that are available for families either during the deployment or before or even afterwards. Right now, those are happening virtually, but they are still going on. Can you talk about what some of those programs are that people may want to keep an eye open for?
Yeah, so we have lots of them, like you said. So I'll just touch on a couple of them today. We have some that are actually one-on-one programs. So that would be our deployment readiness program. So if you're interested, you're a family getting ready for deployment and you're interested in finding out a little bit more information, ways to prepare, you can set up a one-on-one time to meet with us and we'll go over things that are helpful, things you might be concerned about, and we can do that. We also have one that's similar. It's instead for homecoming. So it's called Homecoming Realities. Same idea. You meet with us one-on-one and we talk about homecoming and what that might look like for you and plans you might want to put in place for homecoming. And with that, we also have lots of video options because we know families are busy during deployment. So anytime that you might have 5 minutes and you want to watch one of those videos, they're great. So some of them are like Parenting Through Deployment, which is a series on helpful activities and ways to talk to your children about deployment that you might be going through. We also have a series called Emergency Preparedness. One video that families find really helpful is our OPSEC one. So it talks all about operational security, when to post on Facebook, when not to, and that kind of idea. And we partnered with the military for that. So it's all really great information. And then we have our Dare to Leap series. One great video from there is our vision board. So it goes through how to create one and why you might want to during a deployment, kind of track your deployment and goals you might have during those. And so the last one I'll tell you about is our homecoming boxes. So it's a box that you create. We have some supplies for it. And then you fill it with things you want to do for homecoming. So maybe you want to have a movie night and you fill it with all the things you might want to collect for movie night, a list of movies to watch, maybe popcorn, candy, whatever you'd like. And you put it in that box so it's all set, prepared for you when your partner comes home from their deployment. Yeah. And so again, those are available if you're away for a long time or just a short period too.
Thank you. So Annie, we're talking about a lot of things that deployment does. And sometimes people hear all these great ideas and they sound fabulous and they don't know how to get them, or they're going to forget about some of them. You have put together a catalog so people can see all of the programs at once. And if you are interested in one, you might see something else on the list. Oh, I like that one. It's like Amazon when you may also be interested in, and it sort of runs along the bottom. Except this isn't going to be really expensive for your wallet. It's just going to be helpful for you getting ready. Can you just show us what that catalog looks like? Sometimes when people see catalog, they think it's going to be huge and takes a lot of time to put together. Just how quick and easy that is.
Definitely. The catalog is our way of offering a personalized service to your family when you need it, and what do you need about it at that time. So you don't need to fit it out for the whole deployment. You can come back to it and ask like more things and wherever you are. So I'm going to share my screen just to show you what it looks like. It's really like one paper. One is for programs, like there's a programs catalog and there's a resources catalog. So I'm going to show you that. And then I'm going to show you what the request form looks like. So, it's not as scary. So here we go. This is the, I hope, let me know when I think it's there.
Mhm.
Can you see it now? Okay, so this is what the programs catalog look like. This is the English one. We have everything English and French. The request form, most of our resources are also bilingual. Videos included, we have subtitles and things like that. So for the catalog, you look at, like, again, what deployment means, family, how to send me the forms and things like that. And it's divided. So you have a section for adults and a section for children. And each section, there's the online one, and then there's other, like, and this one is the program. So there's like all of the things you can have. The little stars, I want to say, it's like more for, it's like youth inclusive. So sometimes we have things we say for children and we have things for adults, but what about our youth? So we put stars besides programs and things like that that are would be interesting for the youth as well. So this is what it looks like. There's a description of each program. So this is what it is. And then when you see the, I'm going to share now the my other one. So when you see the request form, it's very easy to match the program. So when you follow the catalog, the request form follow the same things. And it's just like little tick marks that you're going to give me. So yes, I need, basic information to make sure we serve your family and we get our database filled out. But then again, this is the program list, and you see, okay, so I am reading on the catalog, the description of the program. Oh, this one is interesting. I go on my request form and I just like tick the box of the one that I'm interested. And like Julie said, it's like shopping. You didn't, this one looks great, but hey, what about this one? I kind of like oversee it on the catalog. I didn't know about it and things like that. So you can like go around, but we also put together some packages for you. So you just don't know what you should be looking at. It's your brand new deployment. You never went through that before. So just let me know. And then we'll like create packages for you. That's your first time deployment. You're looking for information about parents of CAF member. We'll put things together for you. And the resource catalog look exactly the same. You have all the information about the resources in the catalog, and then the form match exactly the same. And you just let me know what you would like for us to put together. Then we put it together in a nice little bag for you. And then whenever porch pickup reopens, we'll be able to give that to you. Other resource catalog, though, there's a lot of resources that are already online, like a whole page, so you can have access to so many different things right from the start, even without asking us for more. What we can give you on top of everything is kind of like the paper copies and things like that you would be interested. We have books, we have a lot of different things, but again, that's the only thing I can tell you because there's so many. So we really want you to connect with us and talk to us about your family, your situation. We want to support you as a family and not like a general information and things like that. Everything we do revolves around that main thing.
And in case you missed it, Annie is very, very excited about supporting families through deployment. So in case that totally ran past you,
I think the term,
both Annie and Francesca, this is something that they do. They're very passionate about supporting families. So if your family is going through a deployment and you're having a rough time and you're not sure that this is the person to reach out to, clearly these two people really want to help you. So please don't be hesitant. Please don't think, I don't want to reach out. It's just a small thing. They're too busy. They really want to talk to you. Please, if there is any other sign that these people want to talk to you, I can't think of a better way to show it.
If they don't know, we serve them, can serve them bilingual. You probably don't realize while I'm talking that, English is not my first language. So I can support you in French as well. So just connect with us.
It's a really important point too. Claudia, not just deployment stuff. Sometimes things happen during a deployment that aren't necessarily related to deployment. You might get a posting message. You might, your family might run into some issues and you need to speak to a clinician or someone who has a little bit more of a background in supporting families. What kind of other services are available for families through a deployment that are available through other areas of the MFRC?
Well, I'd like to think that, even going through deployment when mental health, there's bound to be more issues mental health related, so we can talk a little bit about that. But there's also the other programs and services that PMFRC supports, and whether that's children's services, we have the Play True program, we talked a bit about that. We have specialized care, which is like daily or hourly time if you need childcare to run and get your groceries, go to a doctor's appointment, those kinds of things. We have our employment services office. All of that is there. You can find the information on the website. But I want to reiterate that, we are only one service in the community that supports the CAF families. And you hear me say this all the time, no door is the wrong door. And reach out to us and let us know, and we will guide and direct you. We have some really wonderful information service assistants at both the North Side and the South Side office. You just have to call them. Julie will put their phone numbers and their emails in the comment section below, and don't hesitate to reach out and just let us know what you want. If you are new to the Petawawa area, you have never been here before, or if you've been here, 2 or 3 postings ago, the information is still relevant. We have a Welcome to Petawawa guide. It has up-to-date information. There's a lot of collaborations and partnerships that we do with the community, that we do with PSP, and we house a lot of information in our database. So give us a call. If you do need mental health supports, I'm just going to do that on a touch point because the focus is deployment, and Murphy's Law, anything that may go wrong could potentially go wrong while you're dealing with whether it's deployment or training or IR. Give us a shout. Everybody has, CAF families have access to the CIFMAP program, the Canadian Forces Members Assistance Program. It is 24/7, a 1-800 bilingual telephone service that you can access at any time. And there's the family information line as well. They have counselors available, also 24/7 bilingual service, and you can call them. You'll be connected to experienced counselors. There's the crisis text line for children, and that's new, Canadian Forces Morale and Welfare Services. I always go with the acronym first, and I have to remember not to do that on these forums. So that is the CFMWS. They've partnered with the Kids Help Phone and True Patriot Love Foundation for this service. So there's a lot there. We talked also about the Strongest Families Institute, which is also for children and youth. So there's a lot of services there, and it's a lot of information, but just reach out, give us a call, let us know what you're looking for. We can point you in the right direction. If you need supports, then we'll help you with that too, and we will direct you to the right department with the MFRC to get you the support you need.
Thank you. Everybody on this call not only has experience with the MFRC, but also as military partners, military family members. So people have experienced deployments. So we have all these folks here. Let's talk about best advice. If you had a deployment coming up, what is your best advice for a deployment? If someone's getting ready or thinking about it or in the middle of it, Annie, we'll start with you.
Thank you. I like to start first because other people pick my my choices. Following the Women's Day yesterday, we all think that we're invincible. We're not, and it's okay to reach out. And if someone would reach out to you, you would be, I know, the first to go and help. And that's the way everybody around you is as well. Us for sure. Anytime, call us for sure. But sometimes it's not necessarily someone from the MFRC you want to have support from. Maybe it's just your neighbor, maybe it's a friend. Reach out. We're not invincible. Nobody is. And it's okay to reach out. And it's important to do so before you get too far in your orange or red zone. There are so many services, like Claudia said, that we can help while you're going back and forth in the mental health continuum and things like that. And even if it's just like, hey, can you come and help me make supper, or clean my bathroom or something like that, people will do that. I know it sounds weird, and you want to protect your dignity and things like that, but that's how you show how courageous you are, is like when you can actually ask for help. So please do so.
Francesca.
I'd say be kind to yourself. Deployments aren't easy. It's really easy to look around and compare yourself to everybody else and think that they're, killing it and everything's going really great for them, but it probably really isn't. And they're also putting on that brave face and just trying to get through the day. So be kind to yourself. You're doing the best you can.
I think I have two pieces of advice. First is lower your expectations. Not everything is going to be perfect. Not everything has to be perfect. If you are the kind of person who dusts your baseboards on a weekly basis and you don't get to it during deployment, you didn't get to it. Lower your expectations, like going back to what Francesca said, be kind to yourself. Second would be know how to start your snowblower. And I cannot emphasize this enough. It is going to snow in April. And you might think, no, I'm just going to shovel it. You're not going to shovel it. Make sure you know how to start the snowblower. Make sure there's gas in the snowblower. Because as somebody who has tried to learn how to start her snowblower with YouTube, it's not going to put you in the best of moods. So those small things, make sure that you've checked that there's gas in the lawnmower. Make sure that you have driveway salt. These are the kinds of things that are going to make all the difference. A lot of those are in the binder. And don't assume that you're going to be able to prepare for everything, because there's going to be stuff that comes up and it's not because you didn't work hard enough. It's because that's just how life goes. Claudia? It's hard to follow that kind of like wisdom, but give us one.
So there's three things that I'd like to say. One kind of ties what Julie says and what Francesca says, and that's to give yourself permission to be okay when you have that bad day. I think that's important. There's nothing wrong with that. You can have 2 bad days in a row. Just know when to reach out when you're ready to, turn that frown upside down, so to speak. The second thing I'd like to say is really a shout out for those seasoned partners that are always the first ones to jump in and say, hey, let me help, let me support you. And that's not so bad. Let me tell you a story of what I had to deal with. And I think there's a lot of those seasoned families out there that have gone through many deployments, and it's just another day in the office, so to speak. And I really think that they should be acknowledged for the support that they provide those families that have just started dealing with deployments and even the training and exercises, because we didn't really talk about it, but there's deployments, but then there's all that work up to deployment. So they're really dealing with that separation even before the deployment actually happens, and that adds stress to the family. So huge shout out to those that are always there to support. And finally, I just want to add a point, and I think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. In a lot of our conversation today, we spoke about spouses, and there may be the assumption that it's always the wife, and that's not the case. There's a lot of different family combinations out there, and if you are a dual serving family or the male, reach out to us, let us know. We are here for all of the family. When Annie talked about what the definition of family is, it's very vast, and it's whoever is significant to the CAF member. So you don't have to be female spouse in order to get the support. Just let us know if you need the help. Reach out, and we'll be sure to set you up with supports that you need.
This morning we launched the latest episode of our podcast. We're talking to Heidi Cram, and she's a doctorate of Queen's University who studies military families. And one of the points that she said is, you're resilient until you're not. That a lot of times things are going very well, and then there's just that one drop that happens, and then you need to help, you need to reach out. Make sure you know where those pieces are so that when you do reach out, you know what they're there. But at the same token, recognize that, you've been resilient up to there. You've done a good job, you've done it, and you don't know what you're getting into before this starts. You might have done a deployment before, but you did a deployment when you were single, or you did a deployment when your kids are young. It's going to be different this time around. So be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and make sure you get those resources that are out there. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate everybody taking the time to share their wisdom and share their best advice. Have a wonderful day. All of the information about the different resources are going to be in the comments section. So if you want to come back later and find information about the binder or the cookbook or the catalog, that's all going to be in the comments once this wraps up. as well as all those resources that Claudia talked about. We're also going to give you links to that as well. So have a wonderful day, enjoy, and thanks for joining us.